I welcome you to my channel. Subscribe and listen to my new stories every day. The stage lights burn bright, casting long shadows behind the velvet curtains. I stand in the wings, my heart pounding, not just from the anticipation of the performance but from the knowledge that tonight, of all nights, she is here. Laura, my wife of 5 years, whose late nights and secretive phone calls have left a growing chasm between us. But tonight, she has promised to be here, watching me perform in one of the most anticipated plays of the season. I peek from behind the curtains, scanning the sea of faces for hers. And then I see her, Laura, looking radiant in a dress I don't recognize, her laughter floating up to the rafters. She's not alone, a man sits beside her, his hand casually resting on her knee. My breath catches in my throat as their heads lean close, whispering secrets meant for no one else. The intimacy of their gestures cuts deeper than any knife. As the cue approaches, I retreat into the shadows, clutching the prop that feels heavier tonight than ever before. The stage manager gives me a nod, and I step into the light, my every line echoing in the cavernous space of the theater. The audience is captivated, hanging on the twisted tale of love and betrayal that mirrors my own. In the corner of my eye, I see Laura leaning into her companion, their lips meeting in a kiss that sears my soul. The script falls away, and for a moment, I am not the character but a man scorned. Rage, sharp and bitter, courses through me, but the show must go on. I deliver my lines with a passion fueled by real pain, earning an ovation that rings hollow in my ears. Backstage, the truth crashes over me like a relentless wave. Laura is cheating on me, truly and completely. The realization is a physical blow, and I lean against the cool wall, trying to collect myself. I am supposed to go out for a final bow, but first, I need a moment to mourn the death of my marriage. Then, amidst the costumes and chaos, an idea begins to form, a plan for revenge as elaborate and public as tonight's performance. If Laura wishes to play games, then so shall I, and the stage is set for the greatest act of my career. I will not just play a role, I will become the master of her undoing. With renewed purpose, I straighten my costume and step out for the final bow. The applause is deafening, a sweet yet bitter symphony to my ears. I search the crowd once more, locking eyes with Laura. She's smiling, unaware of the curtain that's about to fall on all she holds dear. As the curtains close, I know this is just the beginning. My heart may be broken, but my resolve is unyielding. The game, the ultimate performance, has just begun. The morning after the performance is bleak. Clouds loom heavy, mirroring the tumult inside me as I devise the perfect retribution. Laura, still oblivious to the storm brewing, hums quietly while brewing coffee. Her ease, in contrast to my inner turmoil, fuels my resolve. I join her in the kitchen, feigning a calm I'm far from feeling. Morning, I manage, my voice steady despite the chaos within. She turns, a smile playing on her lips, unaware of the deceit I've seen. Morning, love. Did you see me in the audience last night? I was there with Greg, my new project manager. We landed a big client. Her words, meant to be casual, sting with the venom of betrayal. I reply, my mind racing with plots and plans. It seemed like you two were celebrating quite enthusiastically. A flicker of guilt, or is it annoyance, crosses her face, but she masks it quickly. Just work excitement, that's all. The kettle whistles, breaking the tension, and she turns away. This brief exchange confirms my suspicions, sharpening my focus on the path ahead. Later, at my computer, I begin to lay the groundwork for her downfall. Laura, a rising star in marketing, has always been cautious about her professional image. I hack into her email account, a skill picked up from my early theater days when we'd play pranks on each other. Scrolling through, I find correspondence with Greg that crosses lines, personal and professional. It's not just infidelity, it's a breach of professional ethics. I craft an anonymous tip to her company's HR department, attaching evidence of her indiscretions. But I don't stop there. I schedule a series of emails from her account to be sent to clients, filled with insider jokes and unprofessional banter, timed perfectly to ensure maximum damage. As the day turns to evening, I prepare for the second act of my plan. I meet with an old theater friend who now works in the media. Over drinks, I spin a tale of a corporate scandal brewing at one of the city's top marketing firms, hinting at a story too juicy to ignore. Intrigued, he promises to dig deeper, and I leave him with a few pointed clues to ensure he lands on Laura's trail. I return home to find Laura in a whirl of preparation for another evening out. She pauses, sensing my scrutiny. "You seem different," she remarks, a note of suspicion in her voice. "Just tired," I say, my voice empty of the turmoil I feel. "Break a leg tonight," I add, a double entendre only I appreciate. As she leaves, her perfume lingering in the air, I sit back, the first threads of my plot unraveling swiftly. Tonight, the real performance begins, and I am both director and lead actor. The stage is set, and as the darkness settles, I wait for the opening act of Laura's unraveling. The game is far from over, it has only just begun. As the sun creeps over the horizon, casting a pale glow through the curtains, the silence of our bedroom feels oppressive. I lie awake, anticipating the chaos that will soon unfold. My phone buzzes discreetly on the nightstand. It's a message from my friend in the media. Story goes live in 10 minutes. A knot tightens in my stomach, but I'm resolute. This is the path I have chosen. Laura stirs beside me, blissfully unaware of the storm that's about to break. She reaches out, her hand brushing mine. "Morning," she murmurs, her voice thick with sleep. There's a tenderness there that almost makes me reconsider, almost. "Morning," I reply, pulling away to check my phone. As I scroll through the early emails and notifications, I brace myself. The article drops into the digital world, a scathing exposé of nepotism and unprofessional behavior in a top marketing firm, with Laura right at the center. She sits up, grabbing her own phone, and the tranquility of the morning shatters. Her face goes pale as she reads, her phone trembling in her hand. "What? How did this?" She's speechless, her eyes darting up to meet mine. Suspicion flickers across her face. "Did you know about this?" I feign shock, keeping my voice even. "What happened?" "It's all over the news," she gasps, her voice a mix of anger and panic. "Someone sent emails from my account. It looks like I've been leaking information." "And that article?" I probe, watching her closely. "It says I've been favoring Greg in company decisions because of our personal relationship." Her voice breaks on the last word. The phone rings, it's her boss. I can only hear Laura's side of the conversation, but it's enough. "No, I didn't, I would never." She pauses, listening, then a soft, "Yes, I understand," before she hangs up. She's on the verge of tears, her career hanging by a thread. They're suspending me pending an investigation. I should feel victorious, but the sight of her so vulnerable tugs at something I didn't realize still existed inside me. Yet, I harden this feeling. This is justice, I remind myself. "I have to go in and sort this out," she says, scrambling out of bed. "I need to fix this. Do you need help?" My offer is part of the play, the final act of the concerned spouse. She looks at me, searching my face for sincerity. "I need to do this alone." Her voice is firm, resolute even in the face of disaster. As she leaves, the apartment feels colder, emptier. I sit back, contemplating the ruins of what was once our life together. The silence is filled with the echo of her desperation, and for a moment, I wonder if revenge is as sweet as they say. The rest of the day passes in a blur. I receive updates from various contacts, friends still in the theater who now watch this real-life drama unfold from the sidelines. Laura's professional reputation unravels by the hour, each call and message confirming the efficacy of my plan. By evening, when she returns, she is a shell of the woman who left in the morning. Her eyes, once bright with ambition, are dull with defeat. She knows now that the damage is irreparable. "We need to talk," she says, her voice hollow. We sit at the kitchen table, the setting sun casting long shadows over what remains of our relationship. "This wasn't just about work, was it?" she asks. "Greg and it was a mistake. But did you have to do this? Did you think about us when you made your choices?" My response is calm, but inside, the turmoil rages, a mix of satisfaction and sorrow. The conversation is long and painful. Accusations and confessions spill over like bitter wine. As night falls, it becomes clear that our paths, indeed, are irreversibly divergent. She leaves the next morning. The apartment door closes with a soft click, a subdued end to our tempestuous symphony. I stand in the quiet aftermath, a victor in a battle where both sides have lost everything. The city's relentless pulse mirrors my own heart's tumult as I walk through the rain-slicked streets. My phone, silent now, seems an alien object, a weapon that has wrought destruction beyond my initial intent. The evening's deep shadows cloak me, a fitting veil for the darkness within that has been fed by betrayal and nourished by vengeance. In the solitude of our now empty apartment, the plan for the final act of retribution takes shape, a denouement that will ensure our paths never cross again. Laura's departure had been a quiet affair, marked by resignation rather than the fiery confrontations of days past. Now, with the stage cleared, the final pieces are set. I make a call to an old contact from my earlier, less scrupulous days in the theater. "I need something that can't be traced back to me," I say into the phone, my voice low, the words tasting of ash and resolve. The reply is swift, a mere whisper of assent. "Consider it done." Hours later, a package arrives, no return address, its contents as cold as my resolve. Inside, a series of meticulously crafted digital breadcrumbs designed to lead Laura's new life to ruin beyond the professional sphere. These are planted with clinical precision across various platforms, implicating her in financial misdeeds and personal scandals that would make her a pariah in any circle. Meanwhile, I track her movements indirectly through social media and mutual acquaintances, her digital footprint a map that leads to her undoing. She has moved to another city, attempting to rebuild her shattered life, but the digital shadows reach far and deep. The culmination comes one evening when I receive a news alert. The headline blares about a major financial scandal with Laura at the epicenter, exposed not just as unfaithful but criminally so. The evidence, undeniable and overwhelming, paints her as a mastermind of deceit both in her personal and professional life. I sit back, the glow of the screen casting ghostly shadows. The victory is Pyrrhic, tasting more of ash than triumph. My phone buzzes, a message from Laura, the first in weeks. "Are you happy now?" Her words, so simple yet loaded with the weight of our shared destruction. In a rare moment of candor, I reply, "No." "Are you?" Her response is almost immediate. "I guess we are both ruined." It's true. The final act of my revenge has left no victor, only remnants of a life we once dreamed of building together. As the realization dawns, a strange sense of relief washes over me. This is the end, the curtain call on a tragedy of our own making. Weeks later, a package arrives at my door with no note, only a single, stark photograph inside. It's an image of Laura, taken from afar, looking out over a cityscape that is as broken as our past. On the back, a simple message in her handwriting, "Remember us." I stand at my window, looking out over the city, the photograph in my hand. The rain has stopped, but the streets below still glisten, reflecting the streetlights like so many fallen stars. I drop the photograph into the waste bin, its edges curling as it catches fire from the match I strike. As the flames consume the image, I turn away, the final echoes of our shared past disintegrating into the night. There is no redemption here, no fond farewell. Just the deep, resonant silence of a chapter closed forever.